Today's video is a special mystery unboxing video. This box has 10 vintage science fiction paperbacks. They're completely random. I have no idea what's in here. I bought it off of eBay, so it looks like they put it in a shoebox. But my opening of this will be the first time I'm seeing them. So I'm excited to see what we got. Let's get right into it. Alright, so this looks like it's taped really securely, so I'm going to take out the trusty pocket knife and get right into it. Okay, there's the first cut. And looks like this might be a little bit tricky here. Yeah, this is really secure here. Okay. Let's go with the next edge. I should really be cutting it away from myself. You know, safety first, but oh well. Alright. So this last part, it has like the flap of the shoebox. So it's a little bit harder to open. Alright. Got it open. Let's see what we got. Okay. I'm going to try not to look at the covers of this first before I open everything. Let's see what we got. Okay, wow. So they've been packaged in plastic like this. Let's see if we can get it open. I know what the first one is because I already saw it at the top. I haven't seen the rest yet. Wow. I think I'm going to have to get scissors. Hang on one sec. Alright, got my scissors. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Pulling out the first book. We have... I've never heard of this book. I've heard of the author. Never seen this book before. It's Spider Robinson Telepath. Yeah. The Spider Robinson, I know he did some kind of some early cyberpunk. I've never read his books, but I do own a couple of them. First reactions. I like the coloring on this cover. Looks interesting. It's got a guy sitting on a bench with next to a skeleton, and then there is what looks like a jaguar walking in front of them. So, all right, yeah, looks like that might be a good one. Okay, next one. Here we go. Wow, Star Trek, a Star Trek book. I don't know how I feel about that. I like Star Trek. I love Star Trek, the TV show. I love The Next Generation. Never read any of the books. Never really even thought about reading the books. So this one is Sins of Commission. And it's got William Riker on the cover with Worf. So, yeah, that's interesting. Moving on to the next. James Axler, Outlanders, Warlord of the Pit. Never heard of this. Never heard of that author before either. Shockwaves of the past erupt deep inside Earth. Okay. Moving on, another Bane book. Emerald Sea by John Ringo. This one looks like kind of a fantasy novel. And it's a chunky book. So let's see. And almost 650 pages. So it's got a mermaid on the front, and I guess it must be a sea creature, a dragon-looking sea creature in the back. So, interesting. And here's the last one in this stack of plastic. And this one looks much more vintage than the previous ones. The Impossibles, The Strange World of 1972, and An Impossible Crime Wave, science fiction by Mark Phillips. Another guy I've never heard of. And the cover's not really that interesting, so I don't know what to think about that one. Kind of disappointing. Okay, so moving on to the next stack, and this one is wrapped in plastic. These next 5, like the first 5. So looks like I might be able to pull the plastic off on this one without the need for scissors. Okay, so let's see what we got. First one is Man Against Tomorrow, edited by William F. Nolan. A sneak preview of horrors and glories and worlds to come. So this looks like an anthology. Let's see what we got in this one. It's got Ray Bradbury, Robert Sheckley, Ron Goulart. They're probably the only names that I really... Walter M. Miller Jr. So those are the only real names that I recognize in this. And moving on to the next. Another Bane book. So this guy must have had a lot of Bane books he wanted to get rid of. David Drake, The Far Side of the Stars. Never read David Drake. I've seen a lot of his books out there, but never picked one up. I believe he writes military sci-fi. So let me know if you've read any David Drake. Okay, not real impressed with the results so far, I gotta admit. Next one. Sorcerer's World by Damon Broderick. Never heard of this guy. Also looks more fantasy than sci-fi. He came forth in search of peace, but the fate of 2 worlds hung on the strength of his sword. So yeah, I'm gonna go with fantasy on that one. 2 left. Will I get something good out of this? It's looking unlikely. Insurrection by David Weber and Steve White. Another Bane book. I like the cover. Got an interesting looking ship on the cover. Looks like maybe another military sci-fi. I haven't really read much military sci-fi, so I don't know much about that at all. Give me liberty or give me death. Last book. What's it going to be? Is it going to be something good, something rare? Or is it going to be another Bane book? It's another Bane book. Wow. Keith Lummer, Retief. Retief is back. Only humanity's two-fisted diplomat can save us. All right. So I'm guessing since Retief is back in this one, it's probably a sequel. Don't know anything about it. Let's see here. Yeah, it kind of looks like maybe a collection of short stories. I'm not sure. But all right, that's it. So 10 random sci-fi paperbacks, a mystery collection. I really think only 3 or 4 of these were actual vintage sci-fi. Yeah, I gotta say my impressions here a little bit disappointing. I was expecting more vintage sci-fi paperbacks, perhaps some DAWs, some better covers on them. So yeah, we'll see. Maybe I'll try this again sometime. Maybe I won't. I didn't pay too much for this, so it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, would have liked some better books out of that. But I guess that's what happens when you buy a random set of books off of eBay. What'd you guys think? Let me know. Did I get any good books out of here that I'm just not aware of? Or did I get a bunch of duds? Let me know in the comments. And also let me know in the comments, should I do this again sometime? Or should I save my money and only buy books that I know that I want and that I know are good and that I know what they are when they show up in the mail? Let me know. Thank you for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.